Good afternoon, Jumpin' Jack here. Today we're going to talk about the world, the economy, Bitcoin, the dollar, and all that, the war, the drama, a little bit of everything. Behind me, you'll see the today's Bitcoin chart, April 17th, Friday, 2026. Now, I believe we are at the bottom. You can see right here, and you look at the chart down here, we had a bottoming right down here, and then we're at the bottom again, according to the stochastic RSI. It's at the bottom again, and the value of Bitcoin is higher, and I think we're gonna get all-time highs again. Now, how I think that's gonna happen, I think money from gold is gonna rotate out of gold and into Bitcoin. There's like $300 trillion in assets in the world between all the stocks and the land and everything, and there's only $2.5 trillion in crypto. Now, if the monetary system is going to switch from the old system to the new system, something's going to have to change. Now, in 1971, Richard Nixon took the US dollar off the gold standard. And they did that so they could print money, inflate the money, give people more money, and devalue the US dollar over time. And it's coming to an end, is what I think. Now, there's only like 7% of the world population that is in crypto now, and I think eventually more and more the world is going to have to adopt it as they remove the fiat from the monetary system. Now, the US dollar used to say that it was exchangeable for gold, which kept value based on the amount of gold that the country had. That's no longer the case, because now, after that, the US dollar says this note is legal tender, and that is the government loophole. It's legal tender because they give it value. And one day they're going to take those notes away and they won't have value when they decide. Of course, that's not today, but I believe that's part of the plan. Now, I believe also part of the plan is to devalue oil. And by devaluing oil, they hurt the economy of the Middle East, so they can't control the oil like they thought. You know, they don't think that they own the world and they're the richest because they have all the oil in the world. Because I think the U.S. is going to make Bitcoin, Gold 2.0, and they are the number one holder and accumulator of Bitcoin. Number two is China, and then it just trickles down from there to all the other countries who are accumulating Bitcoin. Of course, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. It's still being mined, but a good portion of the Bitcoin already exists today, and Bitcoin will continue to go up in value, I believe. It's going to seesaw. You know, it's going to have highs and lows, but I think the lows will always come back to a higher low over time. My lifetime, your lifetime, everybody's lifetime. It's going to seesaw in that direction and become the new backing of currency. So with that in mind, I think this war that's going on in the Middle East is there to devalue oil. I think it's there to devalue the US dollar, which I think is coming. I think they're going to purposely tank the US dollar, because when the US dollar goes down, Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency goes up in value. And if USA has the most Bitcoin, that only makes USA rich. So people can continue to buy Bitcoin in USA, and when it goes up in value, their money will go up in value. Of course, this is as we're transferring over to the new monetary system, as we get rid of the old system and come in with the new. Now, also coming soon, apparently by the end of this month, is the Clarity Act. The Clarity Act is supposed to be presented to the Senate, and maybe it passes, maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't pass, it'll probably push on for another year. But apparently there's a decent chance that it may pass by the end of this April. And if it does, that's going to give banks the go to start injecting more money into the crypto world with new rules and regulations. All those people who aren't paying taxes, they're going to be in trouble. The government's going to get AI to start scanning all of the accounts and go back to see where all the money came from, and they'll be able to track it right to your bank account. So if you're hiding from the tax man, it's best that you don't. I strongly suggest that you get that fixed up. And yeah, I just see that Bitcoin being gold 2.0 is the future, and there's other coins that are going to be backed by it. Like HBAR is another technology that's not the blockchain, and I think that that's going to be used as well because it's on a satellite. And digital currency age is upon us. Now we have people like my parents and your parents. We have the older boomer generation. I know I look like a boomer, but I'm a Gen X. And I grew up with the digital world, and I grew up without it. So I was probably the last generation that played with sticks in the backyard before we had Nintendo and computers and internet. So I had no internet when I was young, and I came into it. We're the last generation of being able to experience both sides of that fence. Now, after that, I don't really know. I think it's just going to continue in that direction. The US dollar is going to tank. The crypto market is going to rocket, and that is going to be the financial switchover, and some people are going to get hurt along the way financially because they don't believe, and the ones who are in now are going to reap the rewards. Well, that's what I think, and I'd love to hear your comments. You could like, follow, share, whatever you like. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you on the other side. Have a great afternoon. Happy Friday.